Okie dokie, here we go. Next video. We are talking about Part F of the AP Calc summer assignment, and Part F is on linear functions. This should be old hat to you all. You've looked at lines going all the way back to Algebra 1. Let me just quickly remind you of a couple formulas. Most important one, so-called slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b. M is your slope. B is your y-intercept. That's why it's called slope-intercept. As I told you in Algebra 2, we are dull people mathematicians. It's the name that's got the slope and the intercept right in front of you, hence slope-intercept form. A second form for the equation of a line is the so-called point-slope form. And again, like the name suggests, this form comes in handy if you only know one point on the line and the line slope. It is y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. Now you might be thinking, man, Mr. Wisniewski, we've been doing this for how many years? We're going to do this again in calculus? We are going to do this again in calculus. It's very important to note things about writing equations of lines, because one of the key things we're going to start the course with the first couple months in is we're going to write equations of tangent lines. So we're going to have to use some calculus to figure out the slope. But once we do that, we're going to go back to Algebra 2 and Algebra 1 and write equations of lines given a point and a slope. So again, x1 and y1 are the coordinates of the point, and m is the slope. I guess the only other formula that you might need, and you should know this one by now, is the formula for slope. Okay? And in case you forget it, it's m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. It's the formula affectionately known as rise over run. Slope is a huge concept in calculus. We are going to be going to slope a lot in the very beginning of the school year. Okay? So that's one of the major reasons why I'm putting stuff about lines and stuff about slope on this summer assignment. Okay, so let's just talk about a couple equations and take a couple different equation problems. So, what if I give you 2 points and I say, all right, 1, 4, 7, 9. Give me the line that hits those 2 points. Okay? Hits 2 points. So first thing we got to do is we got to figure out the slope. All right, so here's my x1, y1. Here's my x2, y2. y2 minus y1. x2 minus x1. 9 minus 4 is 5. 7 minus 1 is 6. So that's the slope of the line that goes through those 2 points. Now you pick your favorite point of the two, and you plug it into slope or point-slope form, and you've got your equation. Why don't I use this one? Because the numbers are smaller, so it'll be easier to work with. Y minus y1 equals m, x minus x1. y1 is 4, m is 5/6, x1 is 1. Now, if we were to graph this, it's a pain in the butt to graph the equation that way. So we can distribute and get y by itself. We'll add the 4. Y equals 5/6 x. And then 4, that's like 24 over 6, so this becomes plus 19 over 6. Now, we're going to talk a lot more about how we need answers written, especially as we start prepping for the AP exam. I'm going to give you a little news flash early on in your AP Calc career, starting with the summer. If the directions do not tell you to put something in slope-intercept form, don't waste your time. Okay? That is going to be huge on the AP Calc exam. We don't want to waste our time doing unnecessary things. I know there are some problems on the packet that I do ask you to put it in slope-intercept form. So you will have to get to that point and stop. But if I just say, what's the equation of the line? Quite frankly, right there, the point-slope form, that's the equation of the line. And the reason why I'm saying this isn't because I want you to be lazy, but because, okay, if you screw something up beyond this point on the AP Calc exam, it's wrong. They won't give you full credit for that. So why waste the time and set yourself up to make more mistakes and possibly lose points? All right? So that's one thing we're going to work on a lot this year, is saying what we mean, meaning what we say, and then that's it. Not going any further unless we have to. All right? Let's also talk about parallel and perpendicular lines, because that pops up in the packet. Remember, there's special relationships between slopes of parallel and perpendicular lines. Remember that parallel lines have equal slopes, and perpendicular lines have slopes that are opposite reciprocals of each other. So we take the slope, flip it, and change the sign. Now, I want to teach you a new vocab word, because this pops up occasionally in your calc book, and it pops up on the AP exam. The word is normal. I threw it in the packet to get you used to it. Normal is just another word for perpendicular. So if they ask you for the line normal to a function, they just mean perpendicular to it. All right? So, let's do that. Let's get the line that goes through 1, 6. So find line through 1, 6, that is part A, parallel, and part B, normal, to 2x plus 4y equals 10. Okay, so for starters, we got to figure out what the slope of 2x plus 4y equals 10 is. So we got to put that in slope-intercept form. So 4y equals negative 2x plus 10. We divide through by 4. We get negative 1/2 x plus 5 halves. All right, don't really care about the 5 halves. That's fun to know that the y-intercept is at 5 halves. But I really care about is the negative 1/2. That's my slope. So, to get my parallel line, I'm going to use the point 1, 6. And I'm going to use the slope of negative 1/2. So we're going to do y minus 6 equals negative 1/2 x minus 1. We could stop there. We could get y by itself. Okay, if we get y by itself, I'm running out of room. I'm just going to give you the final answer. You can check me on it if you really want to. Negative 1/2 x plus 13 over 2. Now for part B, I want the normal line. So if 2x plus 4y equals 10 has a slope of negative 1/2, the normal slope will be positive 2 over 1, because we flip the fraction and we change the sign. So now we would have y minus 6 equals 2 times the quantity of x minus 1. And again, if you want to solve that for y and put it in slope-intercept form, you would get y equals 2x plus 4. Okay? So this is just a little short refresher on things involving equations of lines. It's going to come back again and again and again throughout the course. So, here's your little review for it this summer, and it'll help you with the summer packet. Thank you for watching.